When the dust began to settle from the housing market crash of 2008, Hollywood began trying its hardest to reconcile with the fallout and lasting effects of this financial meltdown. Every year for almost a decade, a few large-profile movies have come out that tell their own story about the stock market brokers and how they got off scot-free while doing terrible things. While media in general has touched on how the crisis affected working-class people, it's especially prevalent in the background of media produced during that time. Seemingly, no one has tried to make a film from the perspective of those working closest with the meatheads on Wall Street. Specifically, no one's thought to ask how the sex workers of New York City feel about it. In 2015, Jessica Pressler published an article covering a ring of strippers in New York City who drugged and seduced men, specifically men from Wall Street, into spending tens of thousands of dollars. The article features fascinating people and an engaging story, perfect for a film adaptation. Enter Lorene Scafaria, writer of quirky comedies like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, which was also her directorial debut. Scafaria takes the structure of the real-life event and even some specific details, changes the names around, and produces Hustlers, a refreshingly entertaining crime film that not only has something to say about the sex work industry, but about the value of the hustle in general. The film follows Destiny, played by Constance, a young woman looking to make money in the seedy strip clubs of New York. Soon after she starts dancing, she is taken under the fur-coated wing of Jennifer Lopez as Ramona, an experienced dancer with ambition and a knack for reading rich, douchey Wall Street guys. Despite a few months of success, they can't escape the stock market crash, both struggling after the strip joints lose customers. Ramona then hatches a plan to make money from the guys still willing to party, using memory-killing drugs and their personal credit card info. Destiny takes a leadership role within the ring of dancers along with Ramona and soon starts making more money than she can even imagine. Yet, the morality of their actions, along with her own psychological struggles, begin to weigh on her. Enough cannot be said about the main performances from Wu and Lopez. Wu brings an emotional and layered performance that spans many years, managing to not only appear younger and older through makeup, but she can act it too. She is the emotional core of the film, and while she serves as a sort of audience surrogate in the beginning, by the end she becomes a fleshed out character with a muddy morality. Lopez is surprisingly good, showing that when given meaty material that she can really sink her teeth into, Lopez can surpass many other actors. She is conniving, charismatic, and at times intimidating. She can go from friendly and casual to serious and driven quite easily, showing how Hollywood has wasted her potential on lowbrow material. Coincidentally, the way Lopez's acting chops have been undermined in the film industry is similar to the way the sex workers of Hustlers are treated. The men of the film are not threatened by these women, failing to understand the power they have over them. In one sequence, the boys' club of a police department fails to fully investigate initial reports of the drugging ring, laughing at the idea that a stripper stole a guy's money. Even when the victims go to trial with their case, full of evidence and testimony, the cops still laugh, refusing to believe these women could pose a threat, even when it's staring them directly in the face. Scafaria takes the material and these women seriously. I was struck by how this film is shot like many other overly praised crime films, expertly using lighting, sound, and performances to convey its story. What these women do in and outside the club are treated with the same respect. Their crimes are just as valid of exploration and screen time as their shopping sprees are the time they spend with their families. I was especially impressed with the way the stripping scenes were shot, showcasing the power of the female gaze. Normally, sex workers in films, especially ones directed by men, focus on the midsection of these women. They show off their breasts or their butt, using quick cuts and extreme angles to capture this third of the human body. In Hustlers, the camera always seems to be focused on the faces of these women, or on their entire bodies. There's a scene when Ramona first performs on stage with a pole dance, which is seen from Destiny's perspective. While her outfit is revealing, the camera mainly shows her moves from a wide shot, where we can see the entirety of her performance, and not only where certain body parts stick out. Whenever the camera does focus on specific parts of the performance, there's always something else going on, like a guy's exaggerated reaction or someone putting money into her G-string. The focus is on her skill as a dancer, on the men around her, and on the insane amount of money surrounding her. Scafaria doesn't objectify these women while they freely use their sexuality. She respects them in the same way these women respect their work. This same level of respect for the hard work that goes into the sex worker profession is also seen in the themes of the film, which directly compares this line of work to what the scummy Wall Street brokers are doing before entering the club. These women are negotiators, buying and selling men's desires in a cutthroat environment. They have astronomical highs and depressing lows, but they always find ways to continue the hustle. These two groups are also connected by their relationships, or a lack thereof. Wall Street guys seem to always look out for themselves, making sure they always make more money than the other guys while working their way up the corporate ladder. These sex workers are similar. They have to make their money every night and will do whatever they have to in order to support themselves. Yet, hustlers suggest that these women were most successful when they collaborated, when they became closer as friends and almost became a family. The downfall of both Wall Street and the drugging ring and hustlers is a failure to think about the big picture, specifically about the others around them. No one thought about how the house loans would affect millions of families after the bubble burst, and none of these women thought about how these rich guys would be affected after they lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, or how these girls could be put in serious danger. In hustlers, the problem isn't the drive for the hustle. It isn't even the line of work these women are in. It's that people lose sight of what got them here in the first place. Connections. Without friends and family, we would be nothing as people, and once we start mistreating those around us, be it business partners or strangers, we begin to lose everything. These themes and ways of connecting these girls to Wall Street are what elevate Hustlers into a truly special film that is 100% worth your time, if not only for the entertaining performances, but for the thought-provoking filmmaking and themes.